is your boy, Sean Rock to the aka Lil Nicky V6, represent Mandatory Thrive HGBM because every day it is mandatory for us to thrive, and I am back again with another video. Before I start this video, I want to ask y'all to head over to Amazon.com, purchase my first published book, get nothing less than 300 from the basement, Mind, Body, and Soul. Great book, great read. It'll make you laugh, make you cry, and teach you a lesson. Link will be in the description. All right, so in this video, we're going to talk about how to know yourself, how to get to know yourself, how to understand yourself, how to be yourself. I've been on this journey for about two to 3 years now, and these are some of the steps that I took. So I want to make this video to help anybody that's on a self-discovery journey. So number one, which is probably the hardest and the most difficult thing to do, but I'm gonna tell you why after I tell you what number one is. So number one is you have to get away and you have to be quiet. You have to be quiet. So for me, when I started to really understand who I was, right? When I started to understand who I was made to be, I had to really take some time to get away and be quiet. So I sat, right? I got in nature, I sat in the room, no social media, no friends, no nothing, nobody, no outside forces except for me and God. Those were the only two people there, and I was quiet. I listened. I asked questions, I searched, I reflected on my life. And in life, there's so much noise. We have the people that we're dating talking. We have our family talking. We have friends talking. We have associates talking. We have the environment talking. We have so many things talking. And one thing that we sleep on is our subconscious is always talking and it's always going. So if you don't take the time and to intentionally, I would say this is something that you should do all the time, every day. Like right now, I'm much more active with people. Like I'm much more engaged on a daily basis with plenty of people. But I also have I still take the time to have alone time, to be reflective, to be quiet, to try to hear what I need to hear. And a lot of times we just don't do this. So the first step is you've got to get away and you got to be quiet and you got to listen, right? And then you got to ask questions and you got to accept and embrace what you hear. And then number two, when you start hearing these things, you have to be honest with yourself. See, a lot of times, this was the biggest issue with me. I felt like we want to be someone, right? A lot of times, and that someone is not technically who you are a lot of the times, and it's not even who you're going to become. So for me, that was a difficult thing for me, to be honest with myself, to be honest with who I know God had made me to be. It was a much different person than I perceived myself to be, or I tried to portray, right? And those two people were in constant friction all the time because it wasn't aligning. If you are trying to get better at basketball, but you're playing football all day, you're not going to get better at basketball. You got to focus, you got to be dialed in, you got to be locked in. And that's what being honest with myself did for me. I started to accept my personality style. I started to accept my energy style. I started to accept my likes and dislikes. I started to be okay with my emotional state, the things that made me feel comfortable, the things that didn't make me feel comfortable. I start to be honest with myself, and I start to accept and embrace who I was completely. And that was the step to me even creating barriers and creating standards and being able to completely, go after my goals, but also, protect myself and, relate to the people that I needed to be related to and build with the people that was meant to be a part of my journey, right? Because before I couldn't do that because I was in conflict with my own self, trying to fit the mold of what people's opinions or what people were telling me to do based on what worked for them or what didn't work for them. Now I know who I am, what I want, you know what I'm saying, and I'm going for that. Number 3, you gotta heal and journal, man. You gotta heal. You got to accept what's happened, embrace it, and journal about it and reflect on yourself. The more you journal, the more you're gonna learn about yourself. But you definitely gotta heal. You have to be okay with what's happened. So if that means crying, you gotta cry, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If you gotta yell, scream, ain't nothing wrong with that. You gotta go work it out. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Chill it out, hang it out, whatever you gotta do to go through your healing process. You gotta heal. Because if you're holding all that baggage and that bondage, it's just gonna bottle you up. It's gonna weigh on you. You know what I'm saying? And for me, so much weight was on me for so many years, so much uncovered stuff, it was just sitting there, and just holding me down, man, just heavy. And I had to get all of that off me. And I still got more, and I'm always gonna have more. Like, I still got so many different things, even today, that I am dealing with and processing and working through and trying to, heal from. Healing is a lifetime journey. It's not like it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So you gotta heal, you gotta journal. This is my favorite step, man, just taking action. I took a lot of action in the past couple years that I never took before. I took a lot of risks that I never took before. I tried a lot of different things and I failed at a lot of different things, and a lot of things didn't go as planned and still hasn't gone as planned, but I've taken action. And in action, whether it's a success or failure or in between, the action alone is just a success. You get what I'm saying? Would you rather get in the ring and lose or never got in the ring at all? You get what I'm saying? I'd rather get in the ring and get spanked. You get what I'm saying? And have that experience and come back stronger and bigger and better every time. You get what I'm saying? Because there's never a loss. There's always a lesson. So taking action, man, is just going to teach you the lessons that you need to have and the lessons that you need to implement on yourself, with yourself. So just taking action, man, and then taking action it's been so fun, man. I don't got it no more, but I got a nose ring. You know what I'm saying? I got my first apartment. I got, I lived in an RV. I went to Atlanta. I went to New York. I just did a lot of stuff, risky stuff. I went door to door selling books, which was crazy, phenomenal. Just a lot of different stuff. So number 5 is accept the past, embrace the moment, and Lord willing, have high expectations for the future, right? So accept the past, embrace the moment, and have high expectations for the future. For me, the embracing the moment is the most important part. That's just never been something that I've ever done. The past brings anxiety. The past brings depression, and the future brings anxiety. But the moment, living in the moment, brings peace. So what I've been trying to implement is just living in the now, man, enjoying it now, not thinking about yesterday, but just living in the now. Of course, we got to embrace all those processes. It's a part of who we are. It's always going to be a part of who we are. But just think, man, we don't live in the moment. You got to live in the moment. You got to enjoy the process. You know what I'm saying? And that's the phase I'm at in my life, enjoying the process because there's no greater success than, in my opinion, than knowing God and knowing self. That's the greatest satisfaction of life, and just seeing it all kind of manifest itself and flesh itself out. Like that's the goal right there. That's the hype goal right there. Knowing God and knowing self. I feel like from there, it's fireworks, man. Everything is fireworks. So that's what I'll say, some ways to know yourself. So I just bust down even some things about myself that I know about myself. Number one, you know what I'm saying? I'm a child of God, first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? I'm a foundational Black American man. You know what I'm saying? Short dude. You know what I'm saying? Grew up single parent home, all that. Virgo. You know what I'm saying? Sigma male, introverted. You know, my gifts is spoken word, rap, poetry, you name it, speaking, all three. You know, my other gifts is high level body weight movements, calisthenics, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very, very passionate about, social change. I'm a Sigma male, you know what I'm saying? Not an alpha male, and definitely not no beta male. I'm an introvert, completely introverted dude. I'm high energy, high passion, very, very hyper, but very reserved at the same time. So I'm always high energy, but I'm still reserved around people. Very, very shy dude. Not super assertive, not really super dominant or over the top with it, unless I'm very, very comfortable around you. And that's just who I am, man. I'm a father. I love kids. I'm very, very passionate about kids. Kids are my favorite people on this earth, on this planet. Man, made a lot of mistakes in my life. Had a lot of failures in my life. But I'm at peace with my story. You know what I'm saying? At peace with my story. I'm at peace with myself. I know where I'm headed, and that's who Sean, Lil Nicky, Sean Rock to the man, Johnson Moore is, man. That's it, man. Salute to the gamers. Lil Nicky V6. Remember, dream big, work hard, live great. Don't stop. It's your boy Sean Rock to the